In the heart of ancient Greece, beneath the towering peaks of Mount Olympus, there was a dragon known as Ladon. Ladon was no ordinary beast. This serpent-like creature was said to guard the golden apples of the Hesperides, treasures so powerful that they were coveted by gods and mortals alike. Ladon's body was said to coil around the sacred tree, its 100 heads constantly watching, always alert, never blinking. Some accounts describe him as having the voice of 1,000 whispers, each head a separate consciousness, all equally dangerous. Ladon was a guardian, not a mere monster, his task being to protect the fruit that could grant immortality, yet even the mightiest of beasts can fall. The hero Heracles, in his 12 labors, was tasked with obtaining these very apples. He tricked Ladon and with a single blow defeated the serpent. Yet Ladon's legacy lived on. Some say his spirit still wanders, a symbol of unyielding watchfulness, even in death. The myth of Ladon serves as a reminder that even those who seem invincible can be brought down by cleverness and determination. Across the seas, in the icy north, another dragon stirred, one of immense power and sorrow. Fafnir, once a man, became one of the most infamous dragons in Norse mythology. Fafnir's transformation began with greed, the desire for Andvari's ring, a cursed treasure. Consumed by the curse, Fafnir turned into a fearsome dragon, hoarding his treasure in the dark, damp caves of the mountains. The ring, along with the wealth, brought nothing but misfortune, turning Fafnir into a creature that symbolized avarice and corruption. He became a monster, guarding his hoard with fiery breath and scales impenetrable to most weapons. Yet Fafnir's end was foretold by the gods. It was the hero Sigurd who, with the guidance of the god Odin and the wisdom of the dwarves, slayed the dragon. By slaying Fafnir, Sigurd was able to claim the treasure and the cursed ring. But as the treasure had corrupted Fafnir, it too would bring ruin to Sigurd. Further east, beyond the deserts of the Middle East, there existed a dragon so powerful its roar could shake the heavens. Zmei Gorynik, a three-headed dragon from Russian folklore, was a beast that terrorized the land, breathing fire and sowing destruction in its wake. Zmei Gorynik was not just a creature of chaos, but a force of nature, a reminder of the uncontrollable elements that could destroy entire civilizations. His many heads would argue among themselves, each one as fierce as the last, and his fiery breath would scorch everything it touched. According to legend, Zmei Gorynik was defeated by Dobrynya Nikitic, a brave warrior who sought to free the people from his reign of terror. The battle was long and fierce, but with the help of magic and determination, Nikitic slayed the beast, restoring peace to the land. Zmei Gorynik's tale is one of conflict, of battling nature's destructive forces and overcoming the darkness that threatens to engulf the world. His three heads symbolize the threefold nature of power and the way in which it can be divided, each head seeking its own domination. But like all things, Zmei Gorynik's power was eventually broken as the might of a single determined soul was enough to defeat him. Across the seas in China, the dragon holds a revered place in the culture and history of the land. Long, the traditional Chinese dragon is not a creature of terror, but of wisdom and protection. Unlike the dragons of Western myth, Long is often depicted as benevolent, a symbol of imperial power and cosmic balance. With its long serpentine body and the ability to control the elements, the Chinese dragon represents harmony and the natural world. It is said that the dragon kings, rulers of the seas, could summon storms and calm the waters with a mere wave of their tails. Long is also deeply intertwined with Chinese astrology, where those born under the sign of the dragon are said to be powerful, ambitious, and courageous. Unlike the fire-breathing monsters of Western myth, the Chinese dragon is a symbol of luck, prosperity, and protection, a creature that watches over the people and ensures the balance of nature. Long's power is not in destruction, but in creation, shaping the world around it and maintaining harmony among all things. It is a dragon that embodies the delicate balance between man and nature, a symbol of protection that moves through the skies with grace. Traveling east across the seas of Japan, we encounter a different kind of dragon, the Ryujin. The dragon king of the sea, Ryujin ruled the oceans with an iron grip. Often depicted as a dragon with the body of a serpent and the head of a human, Ryujin was a master of both land and sea. In Japanese mythology, Ryujin is a figure of great power who could summon storms and calm the seas with the wave of his tail. He was said to live in a palace beneath the ocean, surrounded by beautiful sea creatures, and his control over the tides was absolute. Ryujin was not simply a dragon of destruction, but of balance, controlling the natural forces of the oceans. He is also known for his interactions with humans, sometimes aiding them, and at other times teaching them important lessons. In one myth, Ryujin gives a magical jewel to the fisherman Urashima Taro, which helps him travel through time. The story of Ryujin is a reminder that even the most powerful forces of nature can shape and guide the human experience, teaching lessons of respect and balance with the natural world. In the mountains of Wales, there is a dragon who is as much a part of the land as the rocks and rivers. Y Draig Goch, the red dragon of Wales, is a symbol of national pride, strength, and resilience. The story of the red dragon has been passed down for centuries, and it is said to have been the guardian of the Welsh people long before they were known as a kingdom. According to legend, King Vortigern sought to build a fortress on a hill, but every time he tried, the foundation would crumble. A wise man told him to sacrifice a child, whose blood would make the foundation strong. The child, named Merlin, declared that it was not a child's blood that was needed, but the blood of two dragons, one red and one white, that would give the land strength. The two dragons fought, but the red dragon prevailed, a sign that the Welsh would conquer their enemies and maintain their strength. The red dragon became a symbol of Welsh identity, and it is said that whenever the dragon is seen, it represents the unity and power of the Welsh people. The tale of Y Draig Goch is a symbol of the strength that can come from overcoming adversity, a message that even in the darkest times, victory can come from within. As we venture farther, we find ourselves crossing oceans and continents, tracing ancient stories of beasts that inspire awe and fear. In the east, beneath the vast skies of China, a different kind of dragon awaits, a creature that is both revered and feared. The black dragon, or Hailong, is one of the most powerful of the Chinese dragon pantheon, often associated with the dark side of nature, ruling over the dark waters of rivers and forests. The black dragon was said to be the guardian of the underworld and was believed to control the forces of death and destruction. Unlike the benevolent Long, this dragon was often depicted as dark, mysterious, and more dangerous, with a hidden, tempestuous nature. Some legends tell of the black dragon as an ancient serpent who could manipulate the weather, summoning storms and hurricanes with a flick of its tail, while others speak of it as a harbinger of doom, its presence foretelling catastrophes. In one famous Chinese tale, the black dragon is said to have been defeated by a wise and noble king who had to face the darkness within himself in order to conquer the beast. The black dragon represents not only a powerful creature of legend, but the struggle between light and dark, the need to master the destructive forces that lie beneath. It teaches that destruction and creation are two sides of the same coin. To the west, in the Iberian Peninsula, another legendary dragon resided, the Dragon of St. George. This dragon, whose tale has been passed down through Christian and European folklore, was said to have terrorized the town of Silene. Descriptions of this dragon are vivid, a creature with immense wings, a fire-breathing mouth, and scales that glistened like iron. The dragon had held the town in fear for years, demanding sacrifices, until a brave knight named St. George arrived. Armed with courage and faith, St. George battled the dragon, eventually slaying it and rescuing the town. In some versions of the story, St. George is said to have tamed the dragon rather than killed it, symbolizing the triumph of good over evil. The Dragon of St. George became a symbol of Christian heroism and the struggle between good and evil, light and darkness. Over time, this dragon has come to represent the universal fight against tyranny, with St. George's victory over the beast embodying the triumph of virtue over sin. The dragon's defeat brought peace, and the legend of St. George and his slaying of the dragon has inspired knighthood, courage, and bravery for generations. What makes this dragon unique is not its terror, but the symbolism of the heroism needed to face such creatures, both external and internal. Far across the East Sea, where the waves crash against the rugged cliffs of Korea, there lies a dragon that is both revered and feared, the Imuji. Unlike the traditional dragon, the Imuji is considered a pre-dragon, a serpent-like creature that seeks to transform into a full dragon. Its form is described as a giant, often resembling a massive serpent, but it lacks the full features and powers of its dragon cousins. The Imuji is said to live in mountainous caves or deep, remote valleys, waiting for the moment when it will ascend to the heavens and become a dragon. According to legend, an Imuji who can catch a magical celestial pearl or climb the cosmic ladder can shed its former serpentine body and transform into a full dragon. In some stories, the Imugi is a figure of yearning and transformation, its journey reflecting a desire for spiritual enlightenment. It is not a monster of destruction, but a creature seeking to attain a higher form, shedding its limitations to become something greater. The tale of the Imuji speaks of aspiration, of growth, and of the potential for all things to transcend their original forms, if only they can reach the stars. Its place in Korean mythology is a testament to the belief in transformation and the pursuit of greatness. And in the mountains of Tibet, a creature exists that transcends mere dragonhood. The Nagpa dragon is closely tied to the ancient beliefs of Buddhism and Tibetan folklore, seen as a protector of sacred lands and a guardian of the highest spiritual knowledge. Unlike the traditional fire-breathing dragon, the Nagpa is associated with earth, water, and air, often appearing as a multi-headed serpent wrapped around sacred temples or ancient trees. Legends tell of the Nagpa's ability to shapeshift, turning into a human form to communicate with monks or travelers in need of spiritual guidance. However, its true nature is hidden, a creature of immense wisdom, both celestial and earthly, that walks between the world of gods and men. The Nagpa is a protector, but also a guide, showing the way to those who seek enlightenment. In some versions of Tibetan mythology, the Nagpa's power is connected to the realm of spirits, and it is said that the dragon's presence can either heal or destroy, depending on the intentions of the individual seeking its aid. Its nature is enigmatic, both a blessing and a test, challenging those who encounter it to face their own desires and fears. The Nagpa dragon is unique not in its size or fury, but in its deep spiritual significance, a dragon that guards the wisdom of the ages and provides the path to awakening. To the west, in the heart of Persian mythology, another dragon lies in wait, Ajdaha, a creature of terror and beauty alike. In ancient Persia, Ajdaha was said to be a serpent-like dragon that guarded the treasures of the underworld. Unlike most Western dragons, which are often destructive, Ajdaha represented the duality of creation and destruction. In some stories, Ajdaha was seen as a guardian of sacred sites, its power tied to the cosmic balance of the universe. But in others, it was a monster of chaos, its fiery breath capable of burning entire cities to the ground. Ajdaha's influence is often connected to the forces of nature itself, both destructive and regenerative. The story of Ajdaha is deeply intertwined with the Zoroastrian religion, which speaks of the eternal battle between Ahura Mazda, the god of light, and Angra Mainyu, the evil spirit. Ajdaha often symbolizes Angra Mainyu, a creature who must be defeated in order for light to prevail. In one version of the myth, the hero Feridun defeats Ajdaha in a battle that lasts days, using both wit and strength. This victory represents the triumph of order over chaos, of civilization over destruction. Ajdaha's significance in Persian mythology highlights the complex nature of dragons. They are not just agents of terror, but also reflect the eternal struggle for balance. In the land of the rising sun, Japan's dragon lore is rich and varied, but none stand out as much as the dragon known as Yamata no Orochi. Yamata no Orochi is a giant, eight-headed serpent, said to be so long that it stretched across the entire countryside, with a body that resembled a mountain range. Each head of Yamata no Orochi had eyes that burned with an ancient fire, and its breath could scorch the earth. The creature was feared by the people, who suffered at the hands of its fiery attacks. However, Yamata no Orochi's fate was sealed when the hero Susanoo, the storm god, challenged the beast. With cunning and divine intervention, Susanoo lured the beast into a trap, getting it drunk on 8 barrels of sake, and then slaying it by cutting off each of its heads. From one of the heads, he discovered a sacred sword, the Kusanagi no Tsurugi, which became one of Japan's 3 imperial regalia. The story of Yamato no Orochi is a tale of bravery and wit, a battle not just against a fearsome dragon, but against the forces of chaos that threatened the natural order. If you found this interesting, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. See you in the next episode.